شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتو یې پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا کور دا د باتورانو.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the Hours News with me, Amorian. Moulay Abdul Kabir, the political deputy of the Prime Minister, met with a number of dry food traders. In this meeting, the participating businessmen, while providing for information on the export of dry fruits to foreign countries, especially India and United Arab Emirates, requested the leadership of the Islamic Emirate to remove banking restrictions, facilitate issuance of Indian visas, allocate land for them, and removal of the additional tax on dry fruits transit. On the other hand, while listening to their problems, the political deputy of the Prime Minister assured which will deal with their problems and suggestions. The Islamic Emirate says that efforts are being made to ensure long-term prosperity and economic stability in the region at the Moscow format meeting. According to the deputy of the spokesman of the Islamic Emirate, a delegation led by Minister of Foreign Affairs, Moulay Abdul Muttaqi, has gone to Russia to participate in the 6th meeting of the Moscow format. At the same time, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Russia has also announced that the priority of this meeting is to strengthen and expand interaction of the countries in the region and with the Islamic Emirate. Our colleague reports.
The delegation of the Islamic Emirate, led by Maulavi Amir Khan Muttaqi, Minister of Foreign Affairs, went to Russia to participate in the Moscow format meeting. The deputy spokesperson of the Islamic Emirate says that this meeting is expected to contribute to the economic prosperity and stability of the region.
We consider this a good development, and we emphasize that the cooperation and support of regional countries with Afghanistan should be in their role to pave the way for economic prosperity in the region, to ensure security and stability in the region. Mr. Muttaqi is supposed to meet with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Russian Federation, Sergei Lavrov, and talk about bilateral issues. And tomorrow, on October 4, he'll participate in the format meeting in Moscow.
At the same time, the spokesperson of the Russian Foreign Ministry also said that the priority of the 6th meeting of the Moscow format is to strengthen and expand the interaction of the countries of the region with the Islamic Emirate in the political, economic, fight against tourism, and the field of against drugs. The priority of the 6th meeting of the Moscow format is to strengthen the process of the national reconciliation in the Afghanistan and to expand the interaction of the countries of the region with the Islamic Emirate in the political, economic, anti-tourism, and anti-drugs fields. At the same time, some experts consider the participation of the delegation of the Islamic Emirate in this meeting as important and emphasize the interaction of the countries of the region with the Islamic Emirate.
We hope that the members of the representatives of different countries participate in this session without considering the pressures of some superpower countries and regional and global strategic issues regarding the current political and economic situation of the people and our country. Afghanistan is an important and prominent country in the region. In this session of the Moscow format, which is discussed between the countries of the region on political, economic, commercial, cultural, and other issues, the participation of the Islamic Emirate is important for both Islamic Emirate and the world.
The 5th meeting of the Moscow format was held in the month of May last solar year, with the presence of the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Islamic Emirate. This meeting is scheduled to be held in Moscow on Friday, with the presence of Foreign Minister Maulavi Amir Khan Muttaqi and representatives of Russia, India, China, Iran, Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan.
Mullah Nuruddin Turabi, the General Director of the National Disaster Preparedness Department, met with officials of the International Organization for Migration, or IOM. In this meeting, the officials of this organization, while talking about various issues, they also pledged to implement 12 retaining wall construction projects in Paktia province. Two cooperation memorandum of understanding worth more than $1 million have been signed between the Ministry of Immigrants and Attorneys and Wadan and Norwegian institutes. The Ministry of Immigrants Affairs says that according to these agreements, this amount of money will be used for the construction of permanent shelters and the provision of solar electricity, house rent, and beekeeping training for immigrants in 8 provinces of the country. The informative session and identification of the challenges of fresh fruit and vegetable trader in Lugar province was held by the head of the Chambers of Commerce of this province, with the presence of the officials from the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Industry and Commerce, the deputy of the country's Chambers of Commerce, local officials, religious scholars, national traders, and farmers in Lugar. The officials mentioned the economic and political problems as one of the legacies of the previous governments and said that the Islamic Emirate is working towards stability and economic independence. Our colleague reports.
This hearing session that was held by the local chambers of commerce, in which deputy ministers, local officials, religious scholars, national businessmen and farmers participated. In this session, the local officials of Lugar informed neighboring countries about the export of 150 tons of fresh fruits and vegetables per day from this province, and called the lack of proper marketing and standard cold storage facilities as one of the serious problems of farmers in this province.
Our demand from the traders is that, for the sake of Lugar farmers, if the seeds are good, it means they are good for the protection of agriculture and these greenhouses. Our demand from the central government is to build a factory for the deprived people, by organizations or by itself.
Also, the Deputy Ministry of Industry and Commerce says that the officials of the Islamic Emirate consider the independence, economic stability and progresses of the country as one of their work priorities and are working in this direction.
The elders of the Islamic Emirate are fully committed to the stability, security, independence and self-sufficiency of Afghanistan. And most importantly, this independence is a priority for the elders of the Islamic Emirate.
At the same time, the political deputy of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the country calls the economic and political problems one of the legacies left by the previous governments, and says that good progress has been made with the limited resources of the country's internal revenues.
If you give money to the government by whatever name you name it, it will not go to waste. It will be used by these people in the development of the country.
This hearing meeting and identification of the challenges of fresh fruit and vegetable traders of Lugar was held in this province, while 80% of the people of this province are engaged in agriculture.
The Afghan Red Crescent Society says that a special committee was appointed in a joint coordination meeting between Sheikh Shahabdin Dilawar, the head of the institution, and the central leaders, with the aim of reclaiming the usurped lands of the Afghan Red Crescent Society. In this meeting, Mr. Dilawar emphasized on the regulation of income from real estate, provision of equipment needed by the employees of this institution, and development of humanitarian services to citizens. Sheikh Mohammed Qasim Khaled, governor of Nimruz, met with the delegation of the Ministry of Industry and Commerce sent from the center and some businessmen of this province. In this meeting, the participants talked about the problems of the national merchants and asked the leaders of the Islamic Emirate to solve these problems. On the other hand, Sheikh Mohammed Qasim Khaled said that the provincial authority is trying to provide the necessary facilities to traders and has taken the necessary steps in this regard. The Ministry of National Defense has graduated 61 employees of the ministry after receiving military training from the camp, academy and headquarters of Hazrat Budjana bin Kharsha of the National Defense University of Hazrat Abu Ubaidah bin Jarrah during the ceremony. According to this ministry, the graduates declared their full readiness to serve the people and sacrifice for the Islamic system. The Ministry of Education announces the start of the construction of Ferdowsi School with 10 million Afghanis in Balkh province. The ministry says that this school will be built in a Ferdowsi in Qalim Bafan areas of Nahar al-Shahid district of Balkh province. According to this ministry, this school with 6 classes, the other facilities will be built by charitable organizations. This was all for tonight. Thank you for watching.